Hello everyone, this is Youth Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. Gotta go. So yeah, we gotta blitz through everything. Long story short, we're trying out Lara Shell. Definitely did alright this week with her. Not amazing, but not terrible, because the layout is like 1% better. Eventually, if we keep increasing our defense's capabilities by 1%, eventually it will be at 100% Kappa. But yeah, they decide to hit N-turn like this, which, I mean, it's not a terrible idea until you realize Fallen Leon just doesn't have Null Sea Disrupt, so you kind of just can't counterattack. But this is a 100% viable strategy if you have Null Sea Disrupt. That's part of the layout being bad. But of course, Fawn Leon with his damage reduction, he's able to stay alive, but he's taking quite a few hits here. And thanks to Far Trace, Lara Shell's able to finally take out Fawn Leon after 3 rounds of combat. But at least she has Miracle up now from attacking so many times. Oh boy. Fallen Julia wrecking Duma because of course Light and Dark is quite powerful for dealing with dragons. And Ripperoni Seduma like usual. They dance here and pick up the kill on Elwood. Pretty straightforward kill here, and they even get the one shot of Iceberg. But of course, they kind of have their units in an awkward spot, and they've left Fallen Julia in range of my units, so Lara Shell goes in for the attack first. Presumably because she does more damage, I would imagine. Panic Smoke goes off, so we do even less damage. And now Lara Shell is adjacent to a unit, so Solo is inactive. Yeah, she's running Solo, that's her kit. I'm running on her, but she goes again and moves away from Far Trace so she can finally pick up the kill. So bad. And of course, the point was Shamir was hit by Tactics Room. I kind of forgot that. I was like, why didn't Shamir attack? But she kind of couldn't. But Regan just attacking a ton of times to make sure Lara Shell dies through Miracle. And, well, can pick up the kill on Shamir here. Pretty straightforward. Shamir really doesn't do anything on this defense other than probably spook people who want to just casually hit N-turn. But there's definitely ways to deal with her. Regan going after Mirabilis here, picking up the kill with Senior Shell. And of course at this point, getting the last ether structure is trivial, because Olivia is the last one remaining. So they decide to attack here first with Plumeria. I'm guessing Regan couldn't one-round KO? No, she could definitely one-round KO. Not sure why they did that, but sure, why not? And there we go. And well, I mean, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise what this defense brings. Good old New Year's Velour. You don't see her too often because she's kind of a rare seasonal unit, but New Year's Veloria definitely can enable a lot of cool shenanigans. They decide to hit N-turn here on Shamir. And Shamir is too slow to double Marissa, but you know, she does a bit of damage. Elwood goes in, and because they have their blue units blocking everyone else, nothing too big of a deal there. Lara Shell attacks here, but Brunya has her Iceberg ready, so she's going to be able to pick up the kill. And of course, Mirablos is too far away from Duma to actually dance. Shamir picks up the killer, Ruptured Sky, and well, it's just clean up fest from here. Elwood never really does anything until he does something. He's kind of one of those units nowadays in Ether Raids that's kind of the he's there unit. But here, Duma up against Shamir doing quite a bit of damage, but unfortunately for Duma, Marissa has Ruptured Sky, which kind of hurts a tiny bit with his kind of attack stat, so he gets straight up one shot there. But things could have been pretty bad if Shamir didn't kill, or Marissa didn't kill there.
Are you sure about this?
But double Ruptured Sky there, taking out Olivia by a mile. And it's just the ether structure remaining over there, which should not be too difficult for them to pick up. And just a clean win. Nothing too mind-blowing. The only thing that was potentially spoopy was Duma somehow one round KOing Marissa, but I mean, it's Duma.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, New Year's Valyria putting in some work here, and GG's there. Probably gonna have to blitz through showing the teams and stuff, because I see we're on pace to not show every replay with animations, so let's just get going here. Worst comes to worst, we just have to blitz through animations, and all the fancy stuff won't be in the video. But Brave Hector here decided to pick up the kill on Shamir, because she's kind of by herself. Everyone else is kind of like blocked by the catapult, but of course, there's a reason for these things. Elwood can reach that spot. So that, I mean, it's pretty clear that he can. But for us, that's all we're going to do that turn. But thanks to Larshell, there's no counterattack from Altina either, because quite a few Altinas can just two-shot Elwood especially if you can proc Twin Blades. It does have to be pre-charged in general if you don't have like Brave Lucina support, for example, because of the player phase special fighter shenanigans, basically. And here they hit end turn again, but Hector can't counterattack, so time to meme. Larshell is basically going to be doing absolutely nothing because of Mystic Boost, but it's just going to be dancing over and over because why the heck not? And Mirablos dances, and Larshell now has the power to take out Plumeria because of the debuffs, if it weren't for Flame, unfortunately. So Flame coming in clutch here for them. But yeah, the Mirablos is a Flower of Ease debuff. Allows Larshell to actually do some damage there and prevent herself from dying. That's the main thing, because the Flower of Ease debuff drops Flumeria's attack by 3 on top of the extra debuff, so that allowed Larshell to survive. So at this point, Mirablos is just going to potato into Hector. Not like anyone here is going to take care of Hector. And Duma's going after Plumeria, so we can't do something funny like try and snipe down Brave Lucina. So they can just pick off our remaining units here, but the ether structure is kind of still up there in the corner, but they can definitely reach it because the face statue is there to prevent Duma from murdering himself into Hector in 2 seconds. And there we go. You can see here that Hector's also just, I think he's naturally doubling, so Duma's got a long way to go before he can double Hector's naturally. We have this team here, a couple dancers, good old Duo Lin, Altina of course for bonus, and good old Regan. Well, they're just getting set up here like usual. I don't recall anyone going in turn 1. It actually is an option if you want to do something funny, but not a lot of people do it. Here they decide to go in here, and thanks to their teleportation shenanigans available to them, they're able to just test the trap and leave. Because if it was fake, you know, then you just get the attack in. If it's real, like it was here, and now you have Wings of Mercy and stuff set up as well. So you go ahead and take out Mirror Bliss here. So there's one less dancer to potentially troll them. And they can dance here, pick up the kill on Duma. And there goes Duma, rip. And they go leave here. But of course the problem is they didn't get rid of all the dancers. Olivia's still around, so Elwood can snipe down Ishtar. And now he can just hide in the corner, Kappa. He procs Gale Force though because we're running Quick Impulse on him. And so he picks up the kill on Racing here. And La Rochelle, of course, is just going to run out and get murdered. It's not like she's going to actually tank anything. The Miracle is just kind of there. I might consider putting back like Wind Fireball and Plus or something down the line. But I'm not even running a healing assist on her, so it kind of doesn't make any sense. And the reason I'm not running a healing assist is just so she moves first before the dancers. That's literally it. Because otherwise, not so great things are going to happen. But here Naga cleans up the match. Actually doing something for once, Kappa. Still think... I'm actually debating whether I should try and get Naga to soak like Bright Shrine for my team, because that's one of my problems on Astra offense. There's just kind of a recurring problem on Astra offense where we kind of just have to get our carries nom all the debuffs, which is not ideal, especially when most of my carry units kind of don't. They kind of don't neutralize penalties during combat, so it's kind of a small problem. But they decide to go in turn 1 here. It's kind of unnecessary, but you can. It's an option. They decide to hit end turn with Brave Hector. Of course, he's in range of La Rochelle's staff, so no counterattack for Hector. And of course, Far Trace doesn't do anything here because she moved all 3 spaces. But La Rochelle is just going to keep attacking. Because she's got nothing better to do here. But Mystic Boost, of course, just being a troll. Of course, Hector can't counterattack, so Elwood can lunge, and now Duma can attack, but unfortunately he's too slow to double. At least he's Hector's out of Milcorin's range now, but yeah, unfortunate. We don't have anything to get Duma to double there. It would be funny if we could get Duma to double, but need quite a bit of speed for that. At that point, I would like drop distant counter, and then we would run like, I don't know, attack speed push 4 or something stupid. Swiss Pharaoh 3 Duma. It could definitely work, but yeah, that's not happening. Here, George does a neutral exchange with Duma, which is kind of interesting, but of course, because of upheaval combined with Fell Breath, means George can't double Duma, but you know, he can 2-shot. But La Rochelle is back to go attack yet again. She's got nothing better to do here, so we're just gonna keep attacking. But because of that, she can snipe down Regan and finally get a kill. So bad. La Rochelle's threat is definitely not her staff on my team, but rather the fact she can actually do some damage. That's about it. And decide to go for that tile because they didn't want to destroy Olivia in 2 seconds with Brave Hector, but unfortunately that's the real bolt trap, so ripperonis. And well, end turn shenanigans continue here with Brave Ike and company. Let's see, it's a +4 Brave Ike. Haven't watched this one yet, but I mean, I could tell from the team that it just had to be end turn. If this was Gale Force Brave Ike, I would be genuinely surprised, but yeah, that wasn't happening. But here, Larshell gets to attack. Of course, Brave Ike's got Null Sea Disrupt here, so he's safe to go for this bait. Of course, he still takes quite a bit of damage, and he doesn't proc Ether, which is kind of a problem because Elwood's coming to town. And Brave Ike cannot proc his Ether, and we can proc Gale Force. So, Brave Ike is a rip. And of course, like usual, Duma's not going to be doing anything funny. He's just going to move forward, and Mirabilis is too far behind to keep up. Duo Alphonse pick up the kill on Elwood there. And they decide to pick up the kill on Olivia here, which is a bit suspicious in my opinion, because Shamir is kind of just standing there, you know, and no one can attack her. So, kind of a prime candidate to get nuked by Shamir. Just straight up gets a one-shot, so it doesn't even matter that he can't counterattack there. And Shamir picks up the 2-shot on Regan here.
Hate me all you want.
Yeah, that's one thing about Regan's base kit I don't like. She doesn't have enemy phase speed. Her weapon only gives her the +6 attacking speed when she's initiating, I believe. Which is kind of a problem whenever I want her to tank something, but I mean, to be fair, she kind of just can't even tank a single hit, especially from the res side. Defense side, it's reasonable enough. I run attack defense solo on her too, on offense, so she can reasonably tank a hit on defense, but like against a healer or something, just like a standard, not even heavily merged healer, it's just like, nope, can't live a hit. And I goofed during one of my matches because I screwed up the order of my units to start the turn. Started moving my units and realized, wait a second, I can't get Regan out of here now. Guess she'll die. So bad. This week on offense we did pretty poorly, but I mean, we still came out fine because we're not Volt, so we don't need to score that well. But you know, it's not ideal for that kind of stuff to happen, especially if you're actually in Volt. Making silly mistakes like that are just going to cost you, especially when you don't have that much to work off of, like I do. Don't have very much leeway because I only have 3 merges on offense. But once again, people going after Shamir, picking up the kill because obviously Lynn does not want to tank a hit from Shamir. That would be pretty bad. And they just decide to run and hit and turn, but of course this defense wouldn't be 1% better if it weren't for memes, and so Larshell going that way. If they manipulated their units for Larshell to go down that particular play doesn't work, but they bias. I think she was going after either Regan or Peony, but going that way is an unfortunate consequence of aerobatics. So ripperonis. Alright, we got like 6 minutes left. We can totally finish this with all animations if we hurry. And this is +1. Of course, more duo units against my team. Pretty standard. Not too special. I was thinking about doing like a restore thing with Larshell. I decided against it. But I'm sure it would have caught people, especially since we're non-Volt. But yeah, I kind of just didn't feel like it. Well, I'll think about it. It does require burning 20k feathers to give Restore Plus from promoting a Nana. And I don't even have a 5-star Nana yet, so kinda would probably end up doing more than that. So, for those reasons, I just like didn't bother.
Accept your punishment.
Decide to go for the double kill here with Duel in. Of course, they still have dancers left. so they can pick up the kill on La Rochelle, because otherwise if they leave a dancer alive with her, it could be a problem, especially with the no counterattack shenanigans. But they just hit end turn with dual in like this, presumably because she wasn't in Wings of Mercy range, and they couldn't proc it, so you get to go on a little rampage with Eloid, but because of lunge, it can't be a triple kill. Except if it weren't for Gale Force. That's why I like Quicken Pulse this week. Just 4 cooldown Gale Force is really nice. And it wouldn't be Eloid if it weren't for missing the kill being plus attack. If I had Resplendent Eloid, it would have worked out, but yeah, no. I guess the alternative would have been actually, you know, doubling Tethys. That's kind of an option, but nah. Feels bad. But they ended up, you know, surrendering anyways. It didn't matter. But they're just going to hit end turn here and use their... I forgot to turn on duo skill animations. I guess we're short on time anyways, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, obviously they're just going to one-turn sweep. They wouldn't do this, of course, if they wanted to grab all the ether structures, but they would just have to bait from one tile back. Not much of a difference. And of course, this team has absolutely nothing to counter Altina. There's no Hardy Bearing at all. There's just Shamir. So I was expecting people to bring Vantage, and then it just didn't happen this week. I know there is La Rochelle, but let's just say there's some things you can do to, you know, test the Bolt Trap below Shamir if you wanted to see if the one, below Duma is real, and you know, and then you can process of elimination figure that out, and then vice versa. If it's real, you can do a smite play or whatnot. There's definitely ways to Vantage shenanigans there, but we do all round defense. Of course, we're not going to do much better in terms of actual rank, but I forgot if I showed this, so I'll show it one more time. And now we blitz over to all the other modes here. Resonant battles, of course, going back up to interval 20. Allegiance battles, we're chilling. Now we're officially in bottom half of top 1k during not water season, which is mildly suspicious, but that may or may not be because of good ol' legendary Sigurd. Definitely not because of him. We didn't try this week in arena, just because that would involve us building up a bonus unit. I would probably do like Arthur or Ashnar, which would mean Grails, but I haven't used any Grails other than for Heroes Paths or whatever it's called. The one quest there was to use Heroic Grails. And then I think I think that's all I've used it on, so we have an okay amount. It's not too much because we don't actually try that hard in Ether raids, so we don't actually get as many Grails as we could be. But yeah, we'll be back when the results drop in. And well, the results better be in by now. It's quite a bit after the end of the season. Top 16k, I guess. 10 out of 10, but yep, let's see if we can stay. I kind of doubt it because we're not going to be using a bonus unit, but and we don't have a bonus unit on defense, so I'm kind of expecting to just drop, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. We do get catapult at least, which is cool. We're gonna swap places because this lane is pretty common for structures, myself included. So I think that'll be useful, although the fort being here means it can't be destroyed, so that's kind of a bad thing. Is typically having your middle columns open is pretty nice. And instead of Shinon, I'm probably going to use Crom, because Shinon does not do particularly too well. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah. Dark defense is questionable. I mean, both of my defenses are questionable, that's the whole point. They're just meme defenses that kinda do stuff, but not really. I still can't quite like reasonably beat my own dark defense though using Nino and company though, just because there's Seliph, there's double Bramamond. It's just not a good time. It's just not a good time. Very reliant on Bolt Tower to carry in matches like that. But with that, we have a decent amount of more feathers, and yep, our orb count is slowly but surely climbing. Hopefully, by the end of June, we'll be looking around, I don't know, 2,400, 2,500 orbs, hopefully. The more the merrier, because of course, I am definitely set now on summoning on the Legendary Heroes banner in June, because red, well, I'm trying to go from 0 Plumerias to 11. Any more than that would be fine. I'm just shooting for 11. But Colorless is a gold mine because it's Legendary Leaf, Legendary Alm, and Bramamond. Of course, we have our +8 Bramamond here. I don't have Legendary Leaf. I don't know who he is, Kappa. And Legendary Alm's at +4. I kind of stopped like trying to actively merge him because I don't actually know if I want to get him to +10. I'm sure he'll be worth it in general, but it's just kind of dicey nowadays with all the particular legendary heroes we get nowadays. Like, for example, maybe Legendary Claude would be a better choice because he's just a flyer, and running double infantry legendary heroes isn't the greatest. But anyways, enough rambling. That's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.